What's going on, Jerome's? Happy Friday. So Good Morning Football did up a tier ranking of all the teams in the NFC, and the Minnesota Vikings, who don't usually get the respect from the national media, Jerome haircuts, even from NFL Network, which is ostensibly 132nd ranked by 132nd owned by the Vikings. No big deal. But they came in as a tier 2 team, labeled as hovering. All right, so up at the top, the big dogs. Big dogs got to eat. Eagles and the Niners. Also, I assume that the rankings in the columns are apt to what's going on with the rest of the rankings. So Eagles 1, Niners 2. Then you get into the second tier. So hovering, Cowboys 3. I'm still not buying the Cowboys. I really don't. I know that DQ has that defense pretty solid. Offensively, I mean, I don't trust Dak. Like, Dak led the league in interceptions last year, and he missed a handful of games. All that stuff. Like, we've said this a bunch. Kirk Cousins, no. Dak Prescott is who the media wants you to think that Kirk Cousins is. I think that Dak can't get it done in the clutch, even though allegedly they won a playoff game last year. And yes, maybe I'm bitter about 40-3, except that really wasn't about Dak. That was more about Tony Pollard, but I digress. So the Cowboys hovering at 2. Vikings, number 4 team in the NFC, also in that second tier. I'm pretty much okay with that. The Seahawks. So I understand the Seahawks, if they can get things right in the front seven with the pass rush, yes. I think offensively with Geno and DK and JSN and Lockett and the running game with Walker and Charbonnet, I think they're going to be pretty damn solid. I think that they are going to make some noise. I think they are going to potentially give the Niners a run for their money in the NFC West. Giants. I wouldn't put Giants in hovering. I would put them in TBD, and I fully understand. So, well, what happened in the wild card game? Ed Donatel happened in the wild card game, so everyone shut your face. But Giants, they paid Daniel Jones all the money. Saquon, still TBD. They should pay him. I understand that Daboll is the reigning defending NFL Coach of the Year, even though it should have been Kevin O'Connell. But are they going to get things together on defense? Is Daniel Jones going to be consistent, or is he going to be revert back to OG Daniel Jones? Who knows, man. Lions and TBD. I'm really surprised that they put the Lions in tier 3 versus tier 2, because it seems like everyone is all up on the Lions' ass, saying that they're the team to beat. I mean, a lot of people do think that the Lions are going to win the NFC North. I do not believe that. But also, I wouldn't put the Saints or the Rams in the TBD. I understand all the hype and hoopla of Derek Carr going to the Saints. I don't think it's an appreciable upgrade. And also, everyone's hyping Michael Thomas coming back. It's been like 4 years. Who cares? Olave's a better receiver anyway. The Saints defense is pretty damn solid with Dennis Allen, but I don't know. Like, I just don't see buying into the Saints. And the Rams, Matthew Stafford is washed. They got rid of Ramsey. Aaron Donald's there basically just holding on the fort for himself. Cooper Kupp is going to be healthy, but who else do they have? Who else do they have in the receiving room? And I know that Cam Akers is supposed to break out, but I don't know. Is there anything about the Rams that really excites you? I don't know. I'll put the Rams in tier 4. Shock in the world: Commies, Packers, Bears, Bucks, Panthers, Falcons, and then Cardinals. So everyone's shock in the world. Like, you can't have a tier that says very poopy, because again, the NFL Network has owned 132nd by all these teams. But shock the world, Commies, maybe, like, if Sam Howell gets it together. I love the receiving trio. They do have one of the best defensive lines in the game. So, I mean, maybe go from there. I wouldn't put the Packers in shock the world. I think it's going to be a rebuilding year. Like, their defense is solid, but I'm not trusting Jordan Love yet, although he potentially could be an upgrade over Aaron Rodgers, because he's not a liability in the passing game, as well as he is going to run the offense that LaFleur wants to lay out there. Bears have some nice young pieces. I think they're still a ways away. Maybe Justin Fields takes a leap in year 3, a la Jalen Hurts last year. Who knows? Then you got the Bucks. Bucks are going to be rough, man. Like, I would put the Bucks. I'll put the Bucks and the Cardinals in like a 5th tier of poop. Panthers. I think that the Panthers' defense is fun, fast, and free. And I think that the receiving room is a little rough, even with our guy Thielen there. And, yeah, they did pay Miles Sanders, except I do question what's going to go on with this offense. I do like Bryce Young a lot. I just don't think that it's going to be this year. I think that they're going to go through a lot of growing pains. Falcons, I think, should be in TBD, where if Desmond Ridder can be that dude, I absolutely love Drake London. I love Kyle Pitts. Bajan in that offense is going to be really fun. Defensively, I think that the jabroni coming over from the Saints is going to help things a lot on that side of the ball. And I think that Atlanta, in a very winnable division, could make a little bit of noise in the NFC South. So I think that they should be in TBD. But overall, I'm not too upset about the Vikings placement here, even though, yes, I'm a homer. And would I put the Vikings above the Cowboys? Yes. And do I like that they're above the Seahawks, Giants, and Lions? Yes. A lot of the media don't do that, so I like that they're calling a spade in this spot. But am I ready to say 100% that the Vikings are in the same tier as the Eagles and the Niners? Not at this point. You got to respect them. And even though the Niners still have a lot of question marks at quarterback, and they did lose DeMeco Ryans to the Texans to be their head coach, I think that the defense is still going to be top tier. I think that Shanahan is going to be able to cobble together a very strong offense. And even though Philly lost both their coordinators, I think they're going to keep rolling on. And also, their defense basically got torn apart in free agency, so we'll see. But I think that this is still an eminently winnable conference, and I think that the Vikings, the defense is not going to be 31st in the league. They're at minimum going to be tough and aggressive and get after with Flores. The offense got better. I mean, no matter which way you slice it, the Vikings offense got better than last year, even though they got rid of Thielen, even though they got rid of Dalvin. With the addition of Josh Oliver, as well as some health and continuity along the offensive line, drafting of Jordan Addison, this team is going to be legit on offense, man. Like JJ is going to blow up, should be in the MVP conversation. I think Kirk Cousins may be in the MVP conversation too. It's a really uncomfortable conversation that a lot of people don't want to have, but again, it's the first time he's had the same play caller 2 years in a row since being the Vikings quarterback. So go from there, man. But at this stage, I'm okay with this. So fourth in the NFC, tier 2 hovering, but eventually the Vikings are going to be up in the big dogs. And even though the Eagles and Niners respect, they're not infallible. Non-fallible, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Good Morning Football ranks the Vikings as second tier in the NFC. Is that fair or not? Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.